Because then I don't need a relationship with Father. If I learn the 1, 2, 3 steps, then I don't need to even have a conversation with him. And is that relationship? Is that the relationship he's looking for? Not even close. He wants every circumstance, every moment of every day, everything to be in conversation with him. Everything. And those conversations are delight, absolute delight. So it's not a broad brush, okay, I've learned the steps, patience looks like this is what I need to do. It's a knowing that my position, the position of my being, is to transform and transmute everything according to Father's design. And so every circumstance, everything, every conversation, everything is, oh, okay, I see it. Now, Father, what are you doing here? I'm bringing patience, the aspect of patience that is me, the power source of patience that is me, into this situation. It's the transforming power. Just like fire transforms raw meat into cooked meat, or wood into ash. Patience, every one of the things that we've been talking about these weeks, the fruit of the Spirit, we call them, is a transforming, transmuting power that you are, that you bring into to transform and transmute. Patience, that word patience, I found really difficult finding the actual words in the Old Testament of patience. It's all over the New Testament. But do you know that, of course, it means long suffering, it means restraint. It means patience means hard to provoke. And when I read that, hard to provoke. Now, we could assign all kinds of descriptive language to that phrase, hard to provoke. But do you know what came to my mind when I read that? Is that place of neutral, if I can say it like that. That place of, I'm not talking about that you're emotionless. I'm not saying that. But that place of, I no longer am tossed about by emotions and feelings, but my first response comes out of and from I am. And so I'm so settled in my identity, in my oneness, that I am not separated, that my behavior does not function or move from a place or source of separated mindset. But I actually have this place. I'm so grounded and founded in this place of oneness that anything and everything I see, experience, hear, my first response is, I am. And my first response is, I know it's presenting itself because it desires to be changed. It desires to be transmuted. I am looking at those circumstances from the position of my body saying, I want to be glorified as well. Don't leave me behind. Please don't leave me behind. Because I understand, I am fully convinced I am. And so that is my reaction response to everything. Now, I'm not saying that, like I've just told you, whatever week that was, when frustration presented itself, I had to have an aha moment like, oh, Kym, you've been entertaining this level of frustration for several, maybe an hour or whatever it was, until Father said, you do realize that like your internal behavior is actually from a place of separation, right? I didn't know that till that moment. Because that something, it looks like something. Patience. Patience is born of faith and exercised toward Father and man. Patience is exercised toward Father and man. Patience is about holding on to hope without wavering, nor without loopholes. We talked about loopholes at the road trip. What if road trip? No loopholes. Patience takes on an attribute of considerateness, being considerate of others, of where they're at. You know, I was that word reminds me of what Dad was talking about regarding the places we've been. Susan and Dad both mentioned this about what do I do? My question to Todd, how would you handle it? How do you think you would handle situations if everything you thought you knew was not what you thought you knew? And those are hypothetical questions. We don't know what we don't know, right? But like Dad and Susan both said so beautifully, considerateness is also honoring where we've been. We wouldn't be here without that. Like as a child, I learned to ride a tricycle, right? As a 57-year-old woman, I don't ride tricycles. I'm just saying. I don't ride tricycles anymore. Rarely a bike, but I do ride a bike on occasion. Now, I have ridden a tricycle as an adult, and it was a motorcycle with 3 wheels, and I could do that. But I don't go back to riding a child's tricycle, yet I needed to do that. And I loved doing that as a little one. Loved it. Loved racing them, the whole nine. But we wouldn't have the level of balance and understanding space and all of that subconsciously unless we learn to ride a trike. Same thing. So there is a pardon me, there is a considerateness, a consideration of not only others, other people, and where they're coming from, but yourself and where you came from, and honoring those things from a place of patience, honoring what you do know right now, what you do understand in Father, in revelation of what he's explained and expanded, manifesting from you